Hello everyone, Robert here with the TechGeek 311 stock app review. Now I want to give you guys a little explanation about this video. What I want to talk about, guys, is it better to go with third-party apps which have a lot more features and bells and whistles, or is it better to go with a lot of the stock apps, the ones that are built in usually in iPhones and Android phones? So what I want to explain to you guys is a stock app is usually the apps that are pre-installed in the phones when you activate them. So you get your mail, your phone, your messages, your contacts, and so forth. And then you have a lot of third-party apps. These are apps created by other developers, and these are apps that you install from the app stores or Google Play Store, whichever device you're using. Now, a lot of people do not like the stock apps. So on the iPhone, Apple has found a way to hide those stock apps so that you're not using them if you don't need to, if you're someone that prefers a third-party app. I myself have preferred in some cases to use stock apps beyond third-party apps. Now, I do have a lot of applications here, as you can see, and not all of them are stock apps. A lot of these are third-party apps, but not for everything. In Calendar, for example, I like the stock app the most. It's very reliable, especially on the Mac. But I also use Fantastical because Fantastical gives me features such as duplicating events, so I don't have to keep retyping them. So that, for the Calendar app, is my Calendar app. Now, I've used a couple others, and they're okay, but they're not the best. Google Calendar is great, but it just doesn't have the same features as Fantastical. Of course, phone, can't change the phone. The phone app's going to be there, no matter what. Messages, same thing. Messages app's going to be there. Then you have other ones in here. So I go into this folder here. FaceTime, of course, FaceTime is very good. Duo from Google works a little bit better, so I kind of go between the two. Mail has been a big feature, big mess. Mail app is very reliable, so it's very good. If you definitely want to get your email, it's there. But it has a lot of downsides. It's very slow, it doesn't have an undo for send, and so forth. So it's limited on features, but it's very powerful because it works. That's the key. Settings you can't change. Safari for your internet is good. It works. I use it daily. But Chrome also works much better. Chrome is very fast, very reliable. So I go between the two. Save stuff between the two. Now Maps is the only thing. The Maps on the iPhone work very well, but you have to be on the network. So to fix that, if you're not on a network, I use basically these, Navigon, TomTom, and Here, because I can download those offline. Now, Waze gives you more ability, more functions to use in an online mapping if I have network. So I prefer Waze for that. Then, Find My Friends. I have a couple others that I use for friend finding and stuff that work a little bit better, much faster, but I keep it on there because it's built in the phone. Same with Find My iPhone. Same with the clock. Contacts, I really wish they would make a share feature for the contacts because that's something that I really miss. You can share individual contacts, but you cannot share groups. Photos, of course, this is a good place for your photos. As far as for photo storage, Google Photos is your best. Then App Store, app support, those you gotta have. Wallet you gotta have for Apple Pay. iTunes storage you gotta have. Music gotta have. Reminders, I love the default reminders because they work 100%. There are other reminders out there that have a lot of bells and whistles, but they don't always work 100%, especially with the Apple Watch. So the default reminders, even though it's limited, it does work. That's what I love. The calculator, I only need basic. Notes, these notes are good, but I love Google Docs because Google Docs you can access anywhere. But these notes are built in, so I use it anyways. Then Apple Remote TV and all that's built in. Health is built in. Books is built in. Weather, it's basic. It's nice. I have a couple other weather apps in here that I use, which are, I think, a little bit better. They got a lot more information. These weather apps I prefer because they give me a lot more of alerts. Home, activity, those built in. iMovie, I use iMovie for the Mac, so I use it on the phone as well. News is okay. There's a couple other news apps out there. I prefer in news to use Flipboard. Flipboard has a lot more information in it and done very well. iCloud Drive shares on my Mac. Trailers, Compass, those are all pretty much built in. iTunes, so forth. So those are pretty much built in there. So as far as most third-party apps, okay, like in here, I love Buffer because I can schedule all my social media easily. I love Evernote because it gives me a chance to really do a lot of extensive notes. Scannable works much better than the actual camera as far as getting your scans. So that's another feature I love in there. And then, of course, you have, like I said, Google Photos. Great place to save all your photos. Unlimited storage. Google Keep is good for notes. Probably works a little better than your Notes app. Like I said, Google Docs. That's one also for notes because you can access it anywhere. Chrome for your web browsing. So what I say is this. If you don't need anything extensive in apps, you don't want to pay in-app purchases, go with the stock apps. They're always going to be reliable. They're always going to work. If you need the bells and whistles, there are plenty of third-party apps out there. Just remember, those apps tend to crash sometimes. They have issues. They don't load. Updates don't work well. So just understand that. They're third-party apps. They're going to have those issues. But for me, I say the stock apps are very well, and they always improve with every iOS update. So with iOS 11 coming out, iOS 12, and so forth, those stock apps constantly are improving. They improve. And then Apple makes improvements on those apps in the background, so you don't even see them. So that's another feature also within there. So that's why I want to give you guys, comparing the stock apps that come with the phones and the third-party apps that you can get on the App Store for more bells and whistles if you want. Okay, if you guys got any questions on that, go ahead and leave me in the comments below. If you want to check out my links, they're below this in the description. Click on those links. Check out my social sites, my affiliate sites, and also my Patreon page, so you can join that. And I hope to catch you guys with more videos like this, and I hope you guys liked it, and we'll catch you guys later with more. If you have any questions, let me know. Don't forget, you got to subscribe now.